What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man of fire himself, Half Pint, once again, and today I want to go ahead and open up a dialogue for you guys so we can start a discussion on the future of Devil May Cry. So at the release of Devil May Cry 5, some data miners, claiming to be data miners at least, brought up some info that they found some stuff in the files of the game that led to future content. We saw how Vergil played in his playset and how easy it was to mod that into a playable character. We also heard about these leakers talking about a potential Ladies' Night DLC. Capcom has not outright come out and confirmed nor denied any of these, but they did come out with something pretty strong, I'll say at least. Matt Walker came out on Twitter, and I quote, "Unfortunately, we don't plan on adding any more content to Devil May Cry 5, end quote. So here's the thing. A lot of people do want to see more content for Devil May Cry 5, and that sucks. But you gotta be careful about the way he phrased that. He said currently they don't have anything planned. One thing that Matt Walker has emphasized quite a bit when it comes to future content for the game is that we need to make sure the higher-ups here at Capcom. The thing about Capcom is it works differently from most companies. We don't have these companies with names and then the publisher, okay? Everyone under Capcom is under the name of Capcom. The developer teams, the publishing team, everything. And so we need to look at Capcom as a separate development team and a separate publisher team. The problem is we have to have the higher ups here that we want more content. The development team already knows that we want more content. And they want more content too. They like the Devil May Cry franchise. However, at this given time, we're not going to be getting any more content unless the higher ups here. Again, directly out of Matt Walker. So before I continue, it's important that I say this now. If you guys want more content, please try to talk to Capcom themselves. You can go to the Capcom Twitter, the Capcom America Twitter, go to Capcom. The higher ups have to hear. Matt Walker is kind of powerless at this point in time. He is just the messenger relaying all the information for us to hear at the moment. And plus, I have no doubt they have some sort of projects in the work for the future. But that's kind of where we're set for DLC at the moment. Now, what about Vergil? The guy is already halfway playable. What's going on with that? Well, if we follow recent trends for how the Devil May Cry games usually work, we usually have the game come out, and then a special edition come out about a year or a couple years later, right? It's like their version of Game of the Year, except they can release it whenever they want. A lot of us enjoyed the game, and the game sold relatively well to the point where people were wanting more content before waiting for a special edition, and I concur. I really did want more content for the game. And when I say more content, I'm not talking games of service. They already have that. Monster Hunter World, that's practically their games of service kind of game. It sold well, but that's what Monster Hunter World was supposed to be. That's how they built that game to be. Destiny, Warframe, Division, those ongoing games that change over time, that's what they're built to be. Devil May Cry 5 was never built to be like that. And that's not what any of us are asking. All we want is just more. We just want to see more of this franchise. Spin-off games, spin-off stories you could add as downloadable content, more minor updates to add more stuff to the current campaign. What about how Halo, for instance, had these things called skulls where you could modify your campaign experience? You turn on one modifier and then all the enemies had higher resistance. Another one gave you half the magazine size. I'm sure that could work for Nero, or maybe would restrict you to only having 2 weapons you could bring as Dante. That'd be interesting. Or there was another modifier. If you died, you had to go back to the beginning of the mission. Clearly, it's a little bit harder to die in Devil May Cry, but I mean, I'm sure something like that could still work. Imagine a modifier that changed combat so that as soon as you start raising your style rank, if your style dropped at any given time below a rank that you have already achieved at some point in time, you automatically get reset to the last checkpoint or the beginning of the mission. So therefore, if you get an S rank for that battle, you gotta keep an S rank until you beat the battle or get higher up. But that's, you know, if you can keep it that high up. I don't know, go crazy. There's plenty of things you could do. More unlockables, you know? Collectibles, secret items. After you beat all the campaigns, maybe you can get a secret mode where everyone has a big head or something fun like that. More stuff you could find for Nico's gallery. The point is, people just want to see more stuff. But the problem is they can't divert those resources unless they're told to. and allowed to. So we're gonna have to start talking about that. So what does this mean for the future of the franchise? Well, we do know that Hideaki Itsuno plans to move on, and he's probably going to be working on some future new IP, or probably a Dragon's Dogma 2, as a lot of things have been alluding to something like that. As for Devil May Cry, it's hard to say if that franchise is really going to end with Devil May Cry 5. It is, quote-unquote, the end of the Son of Sparta storyline, but stuff has changed before. And when they meant Son of Sparta, I guess they meant just Dante and Vergil. I assumed the end of Son of Sparta storyline meant all of the characters that have been betrayed over the years, and so they could start a new generation or other people, side stories within Devil May Cry, but apparently the Son of Sparta storyline altogether doesn't include Nero, and so it's potential we could see more Nero in the future. Who knows? Point being, I'm not gonna exactly say Devil May Cry is over, but it is time to move on. If you guys want more content, be vocal, be respectful and constructive, but be vocal. That's the only way we're going to get heard. But don't expect too much. One thing I've said to people quite a bit is that Devil May Cry 5, or Devil May Cry in general, is a very niche title. Over the years, Devil May Cry has had a very difficult time trying to get by. It's always had some sort of development issue. The first game was technically supposed to be Resident Evil. The second game was just development hell by a different team. The third game worked out pretty well. They knew what they were doing. By the fourth game, they were burnt out. They were launching on all sorts of different platforms. The game was extended, had its own development issues. Devil May Cry 5 may be the cleanest development experience. But the problem is it only pays off so much. Because Devil May Cry at the end of the day is a very niche title. Only so many people play these kind of games, and that's not a problem. Only so many people play first-person shooters, sports games, action games. These games are a little bit harder to play. And Devil May Cry 5 might be the most open to the most people. Sales did great. They didn't do absolutely amazing, which may allow us to continue more stuff immediately. And that's probably why we're not getting more content right away. We didn't absolutely blow sales out of the water to proportions where Devil May Cry will be remembered for years to come. But that's it. The title isn't getting out there that much. So the question is, what can we do to get more people to play the franchise? And I'll leave that up to you. Clearly this means Half Pint, the channel, is going to a different direction, but more on that in separate videos. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the future of Devil May Cry? Where is it going to be going in the future? What do you want to see out of it? What do you think is possible? What do you think might not be possible? I don't know. I want to hear everything you guys have to say. I'm ready to open up a discussion down in the comment section below. Let me know. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, as it goes a long ways for me. And trust me, if I'm not doing Devil May Cry content in the future, I can't guarantee you're going to see my videos again. So hit that subscribe button. Stay around a long time. We're on our way to 10,000. You can join the under 10K sub club right now, and I'd appreciate it. Of course, if you made it this far in the video, be sure to leave a hashtag finish down below in the comment section below so I know you made it to the end of the video. Well, thank you all for watching a long time, but not a hard time. And I'll see you guys next time.